Hello everyone.
Hi.
What were we supposed to say?
So, welcome. It
Woo!
is the first episode or the first
Video for our channel.
Yes.
Which we are going to call
Dun, 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 dun. Casos de la Vida Real in Japan.
Japan edition.
Japan edition, which
Yes.
basically means it's, real life stories of our lives.
Yeah.
So I guess why does it matter? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. But we're going to introduce ourselves first. So my name is Oscar and
my name is Rosie.
yes. And we're both from the US. Rosie, where are you from?
I'm from California, sunny San Diego.
Ooh.
And Oscar?
I'm from Concord, North Carolina.
Woo! I don't know where that is, but it's okay.
Yeah, no one does. It's okay.
But, why are we making this video?
Because...
We both live in Japan.
Yes.
We're both foreigners, Hispanic, Latinos living in Japan. So,
Yes.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, and how long have we been in Japan, Rosie?
So we came at the same time.
Yes.
Which means we've been here for almost 4 years now.
Yes.
Almost 4 years living in Japan.
Oh
How's your
my
Japanese?
gosh. So fly.
Yeah, we're fluent.
No. No. Not as fly as it could be.
So, we tried filming this video earlier, and it was a little awkward because we didn't have anything in front of us.
We didn't have anything in our mouth.
Yeah. So, this time, we decided to go buy popsicle
Yay.
at the convenience store, the kombini.
Yes, the kombini.
So, I am eating gari gari, which is soda flavored ice pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I chose to buy Be My Chocolate popsicle, which says that it's from Cold Stone Creamery.
I didn't know they had that in Japan.
I didn't either.
So we figured we would eat these as we tell you our stories.
Yes.
I also got an anman. So this is what do you call it? A bun filled with red bean paste.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty different. As a Mexican, I was very surprised to eat sweet beans. I'm used to eating beans when they're salty, but
really? But I've
Yeah.
eaten sweet beans before.
I haven't.
I'm Salvadoran, so I eat pupusas, and we have sweet bean pupusas also.
I don't think so my parents are from Mexico, so yes, I'm Mexican as well. We don't really have sweet beans. So it was something that I was a little surprising.
Okay. So, since this is our first video,
Yeah.
we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves
Okay.
and our time with mostly the JET program,
Yeah.
which is the program that we came with in Japan, or to Japan, and it's the program that we worked for 3 years. So, yeah, Rosie, where were you placed?
In a wonderful small town called Shimoichi in the middle of nowhere, Nara. Oscar.
And I was placed in the mountains. I was in the Inaka, which is the countryside. We were both in the Inaka.
Yeah.
Rosie was a little less Inaka than I was.
I had a train station in
Yes.
the next town over.
Yes. I was a bit more Inaka. I didn't have a train station. My train station was 30 minutes away by car. So I lived in Sony Village in Nara also, which is where we met.
Yes.
Where we became besties.
Yes! Why did we become besties? Well, like we said earlier, so I speak Spanish and Oscar speaks Spanish. So we automatically bonded because, sometimes you just have to be careful about what you say in English because people understand English. Not a lot of people understand Spanish here.
Yeah,
So,
and we wanted to be able to gossip.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the only way to do it was in Spanish.
Yeah, which means that our Spanish is getting a lot better too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we came to Nara together, and because a lot of the other jets that went to Nara at the same time were placed in the city, like the more city area, so Kashihara. But Oscar and I were not that lucky. And I think for him to get to my house, it took an hour driving. For me to get to his house was impossible. So I never did it unless he drove.
Yes, because you cannot come to my house without a car.
I'm sorry I dropped him.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was really difficult.
Actually, so Rosie was in the Inaka. I was in the more Inaka. But there were people who were even more so in the Inaka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were a little bit lucky.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, we were lucky that it wouldn't take us 2 hours to get to our city, which was go eat conveyor belt sushi, kaiten sushi, and go get Starbucks. Like, I remember having to take a 30-minute train and walk 20 minutes to get to a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Those were the days. But
Yeah.
recently, Oscar and I both decided to quit the JET program and move out to the city, Osaka City. And so...
And it's been a lot more convenient. It's easier to get to places.
It's easier to get popsicles.
Yeah, popsicles. I could walk
Yeah.
to the convenience store. We just walked there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, like, back in the day, it would take us, like, 25 minutes for me to walk to my nearest convenience store. And it was awkward because if I walked there at midnight, which I sometimes did, I mean, my students' parents would work there, and so I'd hear about it the next day, or everybody would know.
Yeah.
And so it makes you, like, you can't even buy comfortably. Like, buy stuff comfortably.
Everyone's always watching
Exactly. It's like, oh, you're buying a Snickers?
Yeah.
Are you depressed? You're buying alcohol? Oh my gosh.
All you eat is chocolate?
Yeah.
Yes. So, Rosie, why did you do the JET program?
Good question. I don't know. Well, I studied traditional Japanese theater when I was in university. And actually, I wanted to be a Japanese major. And my Japanese teacher told me, you suck. You need to stop. Not in that, like, in those exact words, but that's basically what she said. And so I said, you know what? No. I'm going to move to Japan. And I'm going to improve my Japanese. And I'm going to live there. And I'm going to show you. And then I chose the JET program because they were hiring at the time, and it was one of the best programs to, like, get you to Japan. And it does have a lot of great benefits, which I miss. So.
Yeah.
Often.
Well, I was a Japanese major in college, and I studied abroad in Japan. So, after studying abroad, I just wanted to come back to Japan and see what it was like to work and live here. And working here and being a student here is completely different. And
see, I wish I could have been a student here.
Yeah.
I really wish I could have been a student.
Yeah. So Rosie came to Japan, and she had never been to Japan before. I came to Japan, and I had been to Japan as a student. So yeah.
He kind of, like, taught me the ropes. Made it a little bit easier. I don't know. Helped me understand.
Did I?
No.
No. We were both trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It was honestly...
Sorry.
I had been here before, but it was a completely new experience.
What?
And
you
we
didn't
were
have
both
to
learning.
deal with monkeys and...
No, because
like
I was
wild
in
boar?
a city and I was a student. Yeah. So, how was it working with the JET program? Or working for JET?
Just like any job, it has its ups and its downs.
Mm-hmm.
So the plus side was like, I got a really big house in the middle of nowhere. Like 2-story house, all for myself. Fully furnished with like crappy furniture that I inherited from my predecessor. And I don't know, it was just easy. Like we made good money.
Yeah.
Which was one of the biggest perks.
Yeah, of the JET program.
Yeah. We didn't really have to work that much.
Yeah, and because we were in smaller cities or areas, like there wasn't a ton of students. I mean, you had way more students than I did.
Total of 100 in my school.
That's still not a lot.
That is not a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, there was just not a lot of work. But we should also say that, I mean, the JET program is not who we work for. They just find us. Or they just, what are they?
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Place us in the schools that need English teachers.
We actually worked for the Board of Education of the city or village or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, the JET program found us, but we worked for the Board of Education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
I mean, it was great. I mean, Rosie got a big house. I got a cubicle. Which is okay. I mean, there weren't a lot of livable houses in Sony because it's a village and it's in the mountains. And the ground is not stable.
I'm guessing a lot of people didn't want to move there either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah. But I didn't have to pay rent. But also my house was very, very small. Very, very small.
Yeah. I can vouch for that. It was basically a cubicle or like a closet. But, I mean...
I made it work.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember a few of us stayed there.
Like
all
3 people.
3 people. And
That's
we
all
were
my house
all
could fit.
into we were all like in each other's space.
Yeah, definitely not the most comfortable place for your company or your...
Like hosting parties and stuff.
Yeah, impossible. Yeah.
But like even me, I had a big house and I wanted to host more people, but it was so difficult to get to my house that a lot of our friends didn't want to come down. So that sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. But being with Jet was really, honestly, like getting to move to Osaka is pretty cool. But I think I experienced the best times or whatever when I was on Jet.
Yeah.
Because everything, well, I was getting paid better and like the connections were there so I could see people if I wanted to. And yeah, I think I had the best moments maybe when I was on Jet.
Yeah.
Where, like moving out is a bit more difficult and because you don't have anyone to hold your hand.
Yeah.
Like the Jet program does.
Like we didn't have to go out looking for our own apartment when we came, which was really a plus. We didn't really have to worry about a lot of the things that we needed to worry about when we moved to the city.
Yeah.
So like we had to look for our own apartments to move here, set up our own like internet plans, cell phones.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff on our own. And it was, you realize how lucky we were.
Yeah, and you have to, like the most important thing, you have to find a job, which is definitely not easy after you leave Jet because like the Jet does have a good name, but when you leave Jet and you go out into the real world of Japan, maybe the teaching world of Japan, other companies tend to have biases against the Jet program because they don't see it as a real working experience.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know that like working
isn't really challenging.
Yeah, it's not
that
as
challenging.
Yeah, it's not very difficult.
So Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You left Jet.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing now?
Now, I'm still an English teacher currently, but I definitely have a lot more work to do. I'm more of a real teacher now. I worked for two elementary schools. I mean, before I worked for an elementary school and a junior high school, but they were both so small. They both had a total of 30 or 20 students. But now I have more than 600 students in both schools. So I have to plan a lot of lessons and work with a lot of teachers and work with a lot of difficult people that I love. Yeah. And I have to work just very, very hard. From AM to PM.
Yeah.
And Rosie?
So I am also an English teacher, but I'm not an ALT or anything like that. So I work at an after-school daycare program. So after the kids are done with Oscar, they'll come to me and have more English fun and play games and stuff, which sounds like a lot of fun, and it was, except that I have a lot more responsibilities now. So even though I have maybe about 40 kids that come, not all at the same time, we're having to do everything. So we no longer get to sit on our bums all day on YouTube.
BuzzFeed, Reddit. I miss those days.
We can't do that anymore.
I don't even have a computer.
Yeah, I don't have a computer. We're lucky if we get to go to the bathroom. We're lucky. At least I'm lucky if I get a chance to drink water.
Yeah.
It's just like from the moment you go in, you're working, and until you're off, like there's no break. You're always with the kids or doing something.
Yeah.
Which is really, I enjoyed it at the beginning because Jet, felt like I felt a little useless. Like I wanted to do more. But now I'm like, can I just get a break? I just want to stop.
I just want to go to the bathroom.
May I?
Yeah.
Excuse me, kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not to say that we didn't do any work when we were on Jet. Just there was a lot of free time.
Yeah, there was a lot more time to plan out that work. It's not like, oh, go in. Oh, you have to teach this many classes. Go. Like.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't like bam, 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 bam. It was like you have a class here, and then maybe you have a lot of.
Like 2 free periods, and then you have another class.
And then the day's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh.
Now it's like you have a class here.
Oh, here's your lunch. 2 minutes. Go.
And then more classes, and then, okay, you get to go home now.
Yeah.
And then you get to go home, make dinner, and go to sleep.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I'm working in Kyoto, but I'm living in Osaka, so I'm choosing to commute. Before, my commute time was 15 minutes by bicycle, which was I would complain about that all the time because it was so hilly, and I'm like, 15 minutes on a bike, and now I'm traveling an hour to my job.
Yes.
Which is fun.
I also commute an hour, but I live and work in Osaka. Osaka is just very big.
Yeah.
Yes, and it takes me a long time. I didn't have 15 minutes. It didn't take me 15 minutes to get to school before. It took me 5. So
By car.
Yes. So I would just get up and be at school, basically. But now I have to get up very early.
And go.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. So this is our channel.
Yeah, and we're gonna be sharing a lot more stories that we have experienced here. Some good, some not so good, some funny. I can't wait to tell you guys about the time I got chased by wild boars, or the time that I dropped my phone from 2 floors on Halloween, and it survived. No. It still works and I'm still using it,
Yes.
but that's like a whole nother
Yeah.
another issue.
I mean, we're both a little bit of a hot mess.
Yeah, at the moment.
Always.
Right?
Yes.
But I mean, come on. It's like we're two young people in Japan.
Rosie, how old are you?
I don't want to say.
Oh.
It's a secret.
Oh.
I'm 27 years young. And I am still without a child, without a husband, without a career. But it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can cut that part out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Anything else?
We'll be coming back with more stories.
Yeah.
And I hope you, like, maybe we'll plan it out a little better.
Yeah. If you have any questions or any comments.
I think next time we will actually have, like,
food.
It didn't work out today.
Yeah. I mean, we actually ate a lot of food.
Yeah.
But we just couldn't bring it back to my house.
Mm-hmm. We found a really good pizza place nearby.
Yeah.
That I think is Michelin's, like, rated.
Yeah, Michelin something.
Which is really cool because, I mean, back in the day where... there is a Kaiten Sushi nearby. But back last year, a few months ago, Kaiten Sushi was the place to go. The place to go. That was our, like, oh man, it's Friday night, let's go get some sushi and celebrate.
And karaoke. And now we can do that anytime.
Yeah. We don't just
more.
We don't just go to the karaoke to charge our phones and, like, stay cool during summer.
We don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to be in Osaka by 1.
I mean,
we live in Osaka now.
We live here now. Yeah. We can go home at 3 a.m. if we want to.
Yeah, we can. We can take a cab back home.
And it won't cost us, 200 yen.
200 yen? I wish it was
$200.
Yeah.
Well, it might cost some people $200.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's another story.
Yeah. So, okay.
See ya.
See you. Bye.